To add staff members in Masterpiece, just click the Administration tab, Staff Management button. This will bring up the Staff Management grid where you can order or filter the staff members any way you wish. You can enter as many staff members as you want, and it's useful to keep track of staff commissions. And even if your gallery doesn't do commissions, it's nice to know who actually made the transaction. You can also use staff members to see who last performed an action, or you can set up permissions, also known as user roles. To add a new staff member, just click the Add button on the right, and that will open up the New Staff window. Once you enter your staff into the system, you won't typically ever want to delete them, as they will be tied to past transactions, past commission reports, or past sales reports. The only fields that are absolutely required are the username, password fields, question, and first name and last name. The other fields you can either enter now or never enter, or enter at a later date. I'm going to go ahead and start by putting in my username and then a password. The password has to match, and if the staff member ever forgets their password, they could request a new password, and they'll just have to answer the secret question and then the secret answer. Here's where you can enter the user role, and we'll do another video on how to set up user roles and permissions, but I'm going to go ahead and select Administrator. You can also leave this blank for now if you don't have user roles set up. And you can hit the Tab button to go forward, and Shift Tab to go backwards. The PIN can be used for a postal code, either the zip code, or if it's maybe in Canada, it would be a postal code. Social security number, obviously that information is not always wanting to be public, so you can also use this as a tax ID or just leave it blank. Same thing with wage. And then employee type can go here. Tax type is useful for the default tax when you open up a new cell. For example, if you are in Denver, Colorado, and when you open up a new cell, it's always going to use the local tax, which is going to be 8.5%. You can always change your tax rate at the time of the transaction, but this just makes it quicker for a new staff member when they open up new cell. Just always go to one tax type. If you're a gallery that has multiple locations, then you'll want to pick your default location for that staff member. So if you have a gallery in Arizona and a gallery in Florida, then the two locations might share data, but a certain staff member will always want to go to the Florida location with maybe the tax type for the Florida. Also, here's where you want to put in a commission percentage. This will be kept track on the commission percentage of every item that staff member sells. When you're done, just hit OK. And oops, the passwords don't match. So it looks like I made a mistake, and there's a good example of how that feature works. Okay, now I can hit OK. And that staff member has now been added to the list. Here are some top examples of where staff is used in the program. If I click on the inventory grid, you can see here that the staff column shows the last staff member who edited the piece or added the piece. This will also show up on your export Excel or CSV file if you do export that list. One of the most important places though is your transactions. So when you add a new new transaction, you can just click on the staff, and then you'll be able to choose which staff member made the transaction. And of course, it will always default to the staff member who you're logged in as at that time. Another good place for staff members would be under Contact Manager and then Task. Here's where you can assign task items to certain staff members. And then, of course, one of the most important aspects of contacts is doing commission reports. So if the staff members get commissions, Masterpiece will keep track of the commissions for all your staff members or for individual ones. And that's the gist of adding staff members to Masterpiece.